Good morning. May I now call to order the meeting of the security panel. Item 1 on the agenda, election of chairman and deputy chairman for the 2013-2014 session. Now may I remind members that if you are the chairman or deputy chairman of government advisory committees directly related to the work of the panel, then you cannot be the chairman of the or the deputy chairman of the panel. And that's in fact the rules of procedure 77(6). And in fact the secretariat has done some research for us and has come up with a list of 24 advisory bodies. And so if you are the chairman or the vice chairman of these 24 or one of these 24 government advisory bodies, then you are not eligible to be the chairman or deputy chairman of the panel. And then according to 77(7), a member shall not be chairman or deputy chairman of more than one panel at the same time. And the election should be conducted in accordance with Appendix IV of the House Rules. So this is for your information. Now we'll elect the chairman of the panel. Any nominations, please? Mr. Chan Kam Lam. I nominate Mr. Kwok Him. Seconders, as I have been nominated and I accept the nomination. Mr. Wong Kwok Kin seconds. Mr. Wong Kwok Kin seconds. So I have been nominated and I accept the nomination, and so I would like to invite Mr. James To to chair the meeting for me. Thank you. All right, members, we have one nomination. Do we have other nominations, please? I repeat, any other nominations? No? Then Mr. Ip Kwok Him is elected chairman. All right, thank you. Thank you very much for your support. Agenda item number 2, election of deputy chairman. Any nominations, please? Mr. Ho, I nominate Mr. James To. Do you accept the nomination? Yes. Any seconders? Mr. Leung Kai Cheung. Any other nominations? No? Then nomination is closed. And Mr. James To is elected Deputy Chairman of the Security Panel. All right, meeting timetable. I believe you've all got this schedule of meetings. Uh, 2:30 p.m. on the first Tuesday of each month. Any comments? So we'll follow this schedule. So we've got this schedule of meetings. There's an asterisk against the date 4th of February because the 4th of February 2014 is the day immediately after the Lunar New Year holidays, and we are suggesting that the meeting be rescheduled to 7th February 2014, 10:45 a.m. And then 1st April 2014, there will be special FC meetings from the 31st of March to the 4th of April, and so the clerk has suggested that the meeting be rescheduled to 8th of April 2014, a Tuesday at 4:30 p.m. And then 6th of May, and that's a public holiday, and so we suggest that the meeting be rescheduled to 13th of May, 4:30 p.m. Then 1st of July is a public holiday, and so it is proposed that the meeting be rescheduled to 8th of July 2014, Tuesday, 4:30 p.m. And then the meeting on the 4th of March 2014, because we're going to have the NPC and the CPPCC meetings in early March, and I believe many members may need to attend the meetings in Beijing. And so may I suggest that the meeting be rescheduled to the 18th of March, 10:45 a.m. Friday. No, Tuesday. I beg your pardon, Tuesday. Mr. Michael Tin. And apart from the 4 changes, what other change are you talking about? 4th of March 2014, because there will be the NPC and the CPPCC meetings. And so I'm suggesting that the meeting be rescheduled to 10:45, 18th of March. What day of the week is it? A Tuesday. And can you raise the issue of home return permits to the mainland? Yes, I understand that you are concerned about this matter. So if the opportunity arises, I will be pursuing the matter. Mr. Dennis Kwok, are we discussing the items to be discussed? We are on the schedule of meetings. We're still on the schedule of meetings. So I'll raise issues for discussion later. All right. And then finally, 28th of January 2014, Tuesday, 2:30. There will be a special meeting, and the CP will be briefing us on the law and order situation. 28th of January, 2:30 p.m. Right? And the clerk will be issuing a revised schedule of meetings to members later. All right, items for next meeting. The administration has proposed 2 items for discussion. First of all, rescue drug testing scheme public consultation, and second, recent enhancement initiatives in penal institutions. So the administration has proposed these 2 items for the meeting on the 5th of November. And I will be liaising with the Secretary for Security on issues to be discussed at the various meetings. Mr. Dennis Kwok, in October, I and Mr. Kenneth Chen wrote to the Home Affairs panel and the Security panel on what happened on National Day with regard to members of scholarism at the flag raising ceremony, and in fact, this is that was not the first time that such things happen. And so I suggest that there should be a joint meeting of the two panels to discuss this matter. In fact, we had a discussion in the last session, and we decided that concerning the arrangements for the ceremony, the matter should be discussed by the Home Affairs panel, and the police did not intervene. So it would be more appropriate to have the matter discussed in the Home Affairs panel. Maybe we can, or interested members of the security panel can attend the Home Affairs panel meeting to discuss the matter. But Chairman, now my concern is in terms of enforcement action, the police should not outsource their work to security guards. I want to know the role of the police on these occasions. Now, when members of scholarism were arrested, what should have been the role of the police? Should the police have watched with folded arms? I think we want to know the role played by the police in these ceremonies, and I think it's better to have a discussion here as well, and not only in the Home Affairs panel. Now, I may not agree with you. I understand that if necessary, they can invite the police to intervene. Now, perhaps I can talk to Mr. Ma, or rather the new chairman of the Home Affairs panel, and so I will be talking to the new chairman, and we'll have a discussion as to where the matter should be discussed.
Mr. Ho, I think both panels have a role to play. This is because security guards are allowed, or perhaps they could ask somebody to leave, but not to do so with force. So if the police see anybody using force to evict anybody when they are not supposed to do so, then the police should intervene. Therefore, I think we should have a discussion as well as to whether we should take the lead, or whether the other panel should take the lead, or whether there should be a joint panel meeting. It can be discussed. Mr. Chen, I also co-signed the letter with Dennis Kwok. I'm still the deputy chair of the HAP. Probably the police will think that the HAP's affairs have nothing to do with them. They may not take part. So it's better to have a joint panel meeting of the SP and HAP. Please do not rule out the possibility so early. So please think about it as to how the two aspects can be taken aboard. Don't just leave it aside. Mr. Chairman, can I suggest other items for discussion during this session? I'll be brief because we've only got 20 minutes. Certainly, I'm new, but I've got a number of important issues to raise. First of all, the hostage crisis in the Philippines. I was really despaired by the performance of the CE recently. Now, it has been said that there has been some progress, and we're not supposed to have high expectation. So what actually has happened? I think the security panel is entitled to be given a briefing. There are some members who have suggested that we should boycott the Philippines in some way. The SOS has responded, and so I think we need to have an early meeting about this one. And then nuclear safety should also be discussed. We wrote a letter to the CE, but then the response wasn't really that meaningful. So we need to talk about the contingency plan in relation to nuclear safety. We should get more information about the nuclear facilities in the mainland. And then I would like to know about the garrison law and how it has been applied in Hong Kong. I think personally you took up the matter with the PLA. You try to see how the drills, especially drills with real firearm, would reduce the impact on the public. Of course, some other members will also look at the defense lane under the PLA. I think we want to have an overall examination about the PLA and their presence in Hong Kong. We want to have more transparency. Thank you. Mr. Wong Kwok Kin. Mr. Chairman, we were supposed to talk about one thing and then suddenly we were taken to something else. So I need to come back to the flag raising ceremony. I think the HAB was in charge of the venue on that day. I agree with you. First of all, let's see if the HAB is going to follow this up. If it is alleged that the police remained there with folded arms, I think if you're not happy, you can file a complaint with the couple. If you're not happy with something and then you try to have it included in the agenda, then we will be too busy. I think it's better to complain to the relevant authority and then they can deal with it. So first of all, let's ask the HAP to follow this up. If there are other issues, then we can certainly consider them. Mr. James Cho, Mr. Chairman, I see it this way. As far as the police is concerned, the police will support the action of other departments. If we are concerned about their role, then certainly we can discuss it. Say, for example, the Food and Environmental Hygiene Department will arrest hawkers when they encounter strong resistance, then the police assistance would be needed. Sometimes immigration officials would also ask for police assistance. Now, in this case, the HAB was the host. It sent out the invitation cards. But then I think at the time, the police took the matter seriously, and there was a lot of assistance, a lot of support. So if some members feel that the role of the police in such important events like the flag-raising ceremony, which can be defined as a security event, we want to know about the role of the police, we want to know about the support rendered. Indeed, there were many policemen. So if there is a request to discuss the matter, there's no way that we can turn it down. As to whether it should be led by the HAP and the police be invited or we get a joint panel meeting is fine with me. However, if the HAP is to turn down the idea, I find it odd. If the HAP is to have a discussion, if owing to one reason or other, if they would like to invite SP members to join them, and then if members would like to take the initiative to talk about the role of police support, have it discussed, or maybe the HAP can invite the police to give an explanation. I think the arrangements can be flexible, but I can't say that the HAP has got nothing to do with the police, and if I'm not happy, we just complain to the couple or the IPCC. This happened again, and I don't think it's an isolated incident. It's a matter of policies. All right, by 9:20, there is another panel meeting taking place. So at today's meeting, I think it's not time for discussion. You just raised the item. Mr. Chen, Cam Lam. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the matter itself need not be discussed, because every year when we have the National Day celebration or the July 1st celebration, we always have somebody disrupting the event. Maybe long hair and short hair are involved. I think the relevant security guards have already done a good job. They resolved the matter. As Mr. James Cho has said, there were police officers around. Policemen did not have to intervene. In other words, the security guards at that time dealt with the matter properly. There is no case for a discussion. Just now, Kenneth Chen talked about defense lane of the PLA. Yesterday, at the electricals meeting, a question was asked, and it was clearly spelled out that defense lane of the PLA is beyond discussion. So there's no need to have it discussed by the SP. At 9:20 in Conference Room 3, we have a Health Services panel meeting. Therefore, members of the HSP, please move over. We need to finish our meeting. Mr. Chen, I just want to add an item. Now, the CFA has already ruled that W has won the case. In a year's time, we're supposed to amend the law. I doubt whether we can do so in time. There are also doubts as to the pace of the government's work. So I think it's within the remit of the SP. Please urge the administration to take this up. Well, in fact, it has already been included in the list. All right, that ends our meeting. Thank you.